Good afternoon. My name is Wayne Ho, and I'm the Executive Director of the Coalition for Asian American Children and Families. I want to thank each of you for coming out today, and I also want to thank all the elected officials who are joining us today, as well as the advocates, the providers, and more importantly, the young people and the parents who are joining us. Today, it's my honor to announce the launch of the Campaign for Children. This is a groundbreaking partnership between the New York City Youth Alliance as well as the Emergency Coalition to Save Childcare. And today you will hear from diverse individuals to talk about why it's important for us to support children, support working families, support youth through childcare and after-school programs. Specifically today, we're going to launch or release our impact brief entitled New York City's Diminishing Investment in New York City's Children and Working Families. For the past 5 years, Mayor Bloomberg has consistently cut funding to childcare and after-school services. That's a 61% decrease in funding over the last 5 years. It's not just about the money. It's about the over 90,000 children and youth who will no longer have programs. They can't go to safe spaces after school, and it's hard for their parents to find jobs because somebody else needs to take care of their kids. The mayor always says that he wants to close the achievement gap, and he wants young people to succeed here in New York City. But by making these cuts in childcare and after-school programs, he's actually sending a different message about how much support he gives towards New York City's young people. And that's why all of us here today as a nonprofit community, the advocacy community, elected officials, and working families, we are here today to say that the mayor must restore devastating cuts to childcare programs and after-school programs. We are also joined by several elected officials who will be speaking after our campaign members. So our first speaker today is Richard Buery, who's President and CEO of the Children's Aid Society. Richard.
Good morning. Good morning. We stand here today on behalf of New York's children. To his great credit, Mayor Bloomberg has made investing in children, particularly low-income children of color, a centerpiece of his administration. Yet, we stand today on the brink of losing much of the progress that he has made. Since 2009, 43,000 New York City children have lost their early childhood or after-school programs, down from 137,000 in 2009. And come September, an additional 47,000 children will suffer these losses if the city doesn't change its course. That represents a total decline of 2/3 of the slots for children in our city. By preparing children, especially children from low-income backgrounds, for success in school, high-quality early childhood programs play a critical role in ensuring educational success. Indeed, for every $1 invested in early childhood programs, generates $9 in benefits for society. Similarly, high-quality after-school programs help children and youth improve their attitudes towards school and promote academic achievement, while also deterring them from engaging in risky behaviors. So we understand that these programs are critical for children's educational futures. But safe and affordable childcare programs are also critical to our economy. Every working parent understands this. This is especially true for low-income parents, who without these programs would have to stay home, not pursue work, or find less safe, less enriching childcare alternatives for their kids. It is unconscionable today that thousands of children would not have the opportunity to be in quality early childhood or after-school programs while vulnerable families are struggling so much. You cannot build a just future for children by disinvesting in children, but you also can't build an economic recovery by removing the basic supports that working families need to stay employed. I've been speaking to parents and children at Children's Aid Society programs over the last few weeks about these cuts, and I hear these themes over and over again. Chastity, a high school student in the Bronx, says, I'm going to quote, "When I was faced with the dire circumstance of homelessness, I knew I had my after-school program as a shoulder to lean on. When I had no place to go to complete my homework, the doors of my after-school program were always open for me." And Lilibet, the parent of 2 sons in East Harlem, says, "I work full-time and live check to check. I depend on the Children's Aid Society every extended day programs so that I can receive my full check and work in peace, knowing that my sons have a safe place to be and are surrounded by a wonderful group of people who care about their well-being and educational needs. The impact of these proposed cuts would be disastrous for children and working families, as well as for the economy of New York City. We cannot let New York City's children suffer. We have to give them every chance to succeed. Thank you for your time and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Rich. I want to acknowledge some elected officials who have joined us, and then we'll go to our next speaker. So we're joined by representatives from Public Advocate de Blasio's office, as well as Brooklyn Borough President Marty Markowitz's office. And then I also see council members Brewer, Williams, Wills, Ferreras, Reyna, Levin, and Crowley are here. So thank you very much for joining us. Yeah, I mentioned them. Thank you. Our next speaker is going to be Nancy Wackstein, Executive Director of United Neighborhood Houses. Nancy?
Thank you. The sun gods. The sun is shining on our cause, and our cause is just, and our cause is really important. So I'm the Executive Director of United Neighborhood Houses of New York, which is the collection of 37 community centers and settlement houses. We provide services to over 70,000 children through child care and after school. There could be no more important issue for us this year than seeing these children and families get a restoration of the services that they have worked hard for. I want to say very briefly, these are working families who have been playing by the rules. We as a society said, go to work, and we as a society have to support their efforts to provide for their families. These are home care attendants, these are the people who work in nursing homes, these are the people who work in H&M and Petco, the retail employees of this city, these are the people who work in hotels. These are hardworking families, play by the rules. What are we saying to them when we say, okay, we can provide for middle-class families, but not for people who are working at low-wage jobs? So I would just say that for us, there is no more important priority this year than to see what we can do to keep these families working, their children safe, and the children's education secured. We have a mayor and a governor who rightly believe that job creation and economic development is the key to our recovery from the Great Recession. We say that without support for these kinds of programs, child care, after school, which every working family needs, our city's recovery will be slowed, and in fact we may not recover at all. So I say to you, this is a matter of fairness, it's a matter of equity, it's a matter of saying to families who are working hard, we will continue to support you.
I just want to acknowledge we have children who are joining us, so feel free to come in. Come on in. And to hear about the impact that this has on working families, all these budget cuts, we're joined by a parent who's part of our campaign, Nancy Maxwell. Nancy? Oh, and I acknowledge we're joined by Councilmember Lander as well as Councilmember Chin. Oh. Mealy, sorry. Not Mealy.
Hello everyone, my name is Nancy Maxwell, and I would like to tell you a little bit about the Maxwell family. I have a 9-year-old daughter and an 8-year-old son, and we've been a part of the early child care and after-school program for almost 7 years now. And I'm a full-time working parent, and I am in dire need of these after-school programs. And I'm going to give you some reasons why. I work hard, but I play by the rules. But I struggle every day to keep my head above water and make sure that my kids have a safe place to go while I'm at work. The Educational Alliance has done this for my family. They have always helped me and gave my children a safe place to go. They have given my daughter the opportunity to show her creative side and perform and not fear in performing in school and on stage. They have also helped my son with his anger issues. I couldn't do it by myself, but his counselors have worked with his group leaders and his teachers, and they all came together and they helped my son resolve his issues. When my children were younger, I was able to put them in the Head Start program, where I knew they were safe learning while I was at work. The Head Start program helped my children enter the public school, and they helped me keep a job to support my family. They gave them so much more than just play. They taught them how to read, how to write, and how to adjust to a full day of school. When my kids aged out of the Head Start program, they were both reading on a first grade level, and I think that that is an accomplishment in itself. That these children at the ages of 2 and 3 years old come out of there with the ability to read, to know what they want, to speak their mind, and that's what Head Start showed my kids. And they showed me that me as a working parent, I can still be involved in my children's education, because they didn't just hold the meetings during the morning where I wasn't able to attend. They made sure that the meetings were available for evenings, for parents that get out of work at 5, 6 o'clock. They had all the information. They were there for us to provide that information so we knew what was going on in our children's lives. Now that my kids are in after school, they're staying out of trouble and they're staying involved with their schoolwork. I can go to work with peace of mind knowing that my kids are safe and that they're still learning. The after-school programs are there to give the kids the help that they need with homework. They help stimulate their minds for ideas and projects that need to be done in school, and that is most important of all. They give these children activities that the public school has cut because of Mayor Bloomberg's cuts to the public school. Drama, dance, gym, art, everything that the public schools can no longer offer to our children, the after-school programs are offering it to them. And I think that that's more important, to let the children know that there is more in learning than just reading, writing, and arithmetic. Now, the city tells me, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. You have nowhere to go. What am I supposed to do? Leave my kids with a neighbor and hope that they're going to be okay? Quit my job, not be able to support my family because I can't afford these private after schools. I'm not rich. I'm a middle-class person, and I'm trying my hardest to play by the rules. You want us to work. You want to help. I work for the city. I'm a city employee, and I do what I have to do. I pay my taxes. Where is my money going? Why am I being cut? Mayor Bloomberg says that the key to our future is the education. So I'm asking him, why are you taking a huge part of our children's education away from them? These after-school programs are not a babysitting service for us working-class people. We look at it as our resources to extend our children's minds. And I don't think that it's fair for the mayor to say, I'm sorry, but you're out of luck. We are going to close the doors on over 47,000 children. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to make our children latchkey kids? You know, send them home with their own keys and let them fend for themselves? Then we'll have issues of neglect. So we're in it and we don't know what's going to happen. If we quit our job, then we can't afford anything. If we continue to work, they're going to take our after-school programs. So the ones that are going to suffer are our children. So please, Mayor Bloomberg, I beg of you, help us save our after-school programs.